All right, moving along, let's shuffle the cards again. And we're going to look at how 45 is dealing this morning with the news that Fani Willis is getting ready to indict. It is coming down the pike. So let me shuffle the other cards here as well. And let's just see what we get. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's start pulling. So going into it, we have from the past losses. Okay? Already losses. Above it, the fishtails, the things that he did behind the scenes because of the loss of the election, and how they tried to do fishtails to try to get them to overturn the election. The foundation were his action. He was the one that was controlling it. He's the one that was behind it. So he's thinking about all this stuff today, what he was doing. Now he'll probably try to, of course, in his mind, justify it with his fishtails. But let's see what we have. His dark conversations, okay? The fishtails and the dark conversations. Because, you know, every conversation he's had, whether it was with Fani Willis, I mean, not Fani Willis directly, but in Georgia, or it was his trying to lean and get dirt and create dirt on Biden, no matter which it is, you know, of course, in his world, they're perfect conversations. Well, perfect if you happen to be a mob boss, okay? So when it comes to his controlling of it, also we have the friends that were behind it. I think they might also, he's thinking about Mark Meadows, about the diva of the South, that they were also calling and trying to pressure them to change the results. Okay, so that's what we have, that he's starting off thinking about the past. So all this stuff is flooding in this morning. Oh, Mr. Max. Okay, so what we have today, we have again this coming out of the message that this is going forward. Okay, so this is affecting his mentality. So both of the message of his illusion and the drama he put out, but now also truth is coming out, and he sees that this is going forward. Of course, he wants to walk away from it. He wants to try to, in his mind, distance himself from it, divorce himself from it, and that's what he does. As a way to protect himself, he has to create some different scenario going on. The foundation is, government. And going to those that are empowered, and those that are, how do I want to say it? Those that you would go to for advice, those that know what they're doing, and they're seated in positions of power. Okay, that's at the heart of it. So he knows that he's coming up against people in the know. These are not failed businessmen that he's trying to say, sue me. This is government, and they've got the resources to go after him, okay? So when we have him trying to distance himself, this is a dark day for him, okay? Very difficult for him. When it comes to the government, hard wheel, crushing. Again, they're married to this. They are fully going forward, and This is the wheel of karma, and he's just feeling crushed by it already today. Okay? So wanting to distance himself, feeling crushed by it, going over the events of the past. Now what we have in the center of it, we have out in the cold. He's really got no leg to stand on in this, okay? And he's being shut out. I think being shut out, it could also be being shut out of Republicans. They're starting to possibly distance themselves from him as this goes forward, but let's see what we have. Above it, judgment. Yeah, judgment is coming down, okay? So far we've got 3 major arcana running this reading. These were his choices. He implemented it. He's coming against the government now, and we've got judgment on the horizon. So this is what's going on in his mind today. Trouble. Okay, underneath of, he's got those that he's still the cadre that are upholding him. So he's thinking about his MAGA crowd, okay, how he can sway it more than likely. When it comes to judgment, that's at the heart of it. You know, they're going to be looking at all the evidence. And as far as his cadre, he's going to continue to feed them fishtails, okay? And also try to get money from them. As usual, he's going to try to figure out another grift. You need to, I dropped the cards. Come back here. We need all of you, okay? We need you to come back. When it comes to this, he's going to use every opportunity and say, oh, you need to help me fight this. This is for democracy. You know, his usual grift that he does. Let's see what the challenge is. The challenge is today what is starting, okay? What is starting? This is affecting his mentality, okay? His mental space is starting to be affected by this. And just some of the truth coming out. Let's see what's above it. Oh, Fani Willis is definitely on his mind today because she is holding on to the power and ready to take action. So I could see how this is on his mind spin today. And the foundation of it is the path, the choices he's made. You know, he is walking off a cliff, but it's by his own actions again. So when it comes to Fani holding the power, we have perhaps his choices from the White House. He may be thinking about the running for the presidency, how she's going to affect it, etc., that she's going to shed light on things, and it's not good for his attempt to run. As far as the path he's walked, you know, there's going to be strong evidence, and this is something that he is struggling with. So again, we have another major arcana here in play when it comes to the challenge of things. So the clarification, let's see what we have. Where this is going to rest, how it's going to take him out of commission, okay? And again, he's trying to find some way to kill it, to repress it, but since we're asking about him today, he's trying to repress because this is starting up this new mental thing, and he's trying to do all he can to spin it, repress it, change it, etc. Yeah, hang it up, seeing it from a different view, which he always does. Because we got on one end of it, we've got the fishtails that he's going to tell people and tell himself and tried to tell people in Georgia. And we have him, again, trying to spin it into a different view because he's upside down with this. Okay, the foundation is this is being worked on. It's coming out. Now, when it comes to trying to overturn and see it from a different viewpoint, yeah, the toxicity, his toxic nature. But he's being stopped. He sees that his toxic nature is not working. It is being held up, okay? Not going well. And what's being worked on, we have the sacrifice, the difficult thing. He's going to cry foul. He's being sacrificed, etc. So let's see what we have. Underneath of it on this side, we've got the messages coming out. Oh, a fly in the ointment, because they've got the conversations. They've got the information. They can hear it. We've got the history of the direction. He's going to try to what's on the surface, but they're looking at what's under the surface with this. And of course, we have his devious things when it came to trying to remain in power, in government. And we're looking at the timing of this, and the clock is ticking down. So, not looking good for him. Now let's see what we have in the tarot underneath of it. We have the nightmare. He's going to have sleepless nights with this. He's going to have the persecution complex, of course. They're killing me, okay? I'm going down. I'm just, So, of course, he's going to be out there trying to spin it that this is so abusive. We've got the hidden things coming to light. We've got the seeds that he sowed, and he is really unhappy with the harvest. Of course, he's going to try to have dark money helping him with this, and trying to think of how he can charge forward and how he can manipulate it somehow for long-term benefit to himself. The typical spin of 45. So, what's underneath driving this, underneath all of it, is the hidden things, the things he tried to hide, the things he tried to get away with. All right, come on, Max. You want to come up here? Come on, little man. There you go, my little chubmont. Okay, sit there, chub one. So let's break it down and see what we have. The major arcana that's driving the whole reading in the past. We have his action. He is the head of it. He is the one that started it. He's the one that implemented it. And we have what? The government. The government is coming after him. We have judgment on the doorway. Why? Because of the choices he's made. Okay? It's where it's going forward. And then we have, of course, his upside down view. This is putting a stop on him, and also he is trying to overturn things and see it from a different viewpoint always. He's going to say he's so persecuted, etc. So we have at the center again, out in the cold, when it comes to the evidence and stuff that is being worked on, okay? So let's see what else we have. He is facing, he's got his fishtails of loss that he's trying to distance himself from. And of course, he's going to bring it all out to his MAGA people. The usual drama. He's trying to think of how he can spin this to the MAGA crowd. Again, to grift, as usual. And to play the typical narcissistic thing is to victimize others and then claim that you're the one that's the victim, okay? That's a toxic narcissist through and through. So what we have today is the start of the message that this is beginning, and again, he wants to just try to lay low. He wants to try to repress it, but this is trying to repress the mental spin and tell himself something other than what's going on. And of course, last but not least, we have his mind is on the actions of Fani, Willis, and she is holding on to the power, and she is ready to move, and she is formidable. So he's consumed with Fani Willis today, his past actions, and again trying to mitigate it and turn it into something else as usual, and how he can turn this into another grift and get money out of it. Will this guy ever learn? I don't think so. But it is going forward, and it's what time? Crash and burn for 45. So I don't know, maybe he needs to take plenty Xanax or something today because he is in definite mind spin today. Yeah, he's sprung. His mental thing is just off the charts today. So good luck with that. But we know absolutely underneath of it, he's always looking at what? Cha-ching! Money. How can I get money out of this? And playing the victim. And all the way trying to figure out how he can go after and victimize some more. So he can yet again play victim. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here. It is not a happy day for 45. Let's just say that. E. Jean Carroll. And now this is coming down from Fani Willis as well. Can we say mental implosion is on the horizon? I think that's Melania in the background. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to leave this here, and I'll see you online.